Excuse me. Oops. If anybody has the new version of Skype, I can't see how you can mute the audio. They've changed the whole way it's done. I can't find the button to mute the audio or anything. So if you know, can you please let me know how to do it? Just cold. So good morning and welcome to the stream. So I do these streams every Sunday morning at 10:30 AM and every Thursday evening at 8:30 PM. If I can't make it, I will post a message on my Facebook page. So please check that before, each stream to make sure that I am streaming. Because sometimes I can't make it, so just check on there to avoid being confused and yeah. So just check on there. Somebody asked me how to ask questions during the stream. You have to friend me on Skype first of all. So look for Rebecca Maroon on Skype and then send me a friend request and then I can accept you. And then you're free to message me during the stream. You can say hi and stuff through chat, but it's best to connect through Skype if you want a more direct kind of interaction. So through Skype's best. But you're free to say hi or whatever on the chat box, but I don't tend to I can't really see it for very long on here on my phone, so it's best to just message me on Skype. Yeah, that's it. They're the rules. They're the instructions. And this is all written as well below the box if you're not sure, just to remind you of stuff. There are various links below the video. So I'll just sit here for a little bit and then there'll be an introduction, and then you can ask questions through Skype. So this stream is called The Discovery of Who You Are is the Only Freedom, I believe. And that really is the only true freedom. It's actually a beautiful pointing, because it's highlighting that you won't find freedom in things, you won't find freedom in experience, you won't find freedom in form. You won't find freedom in the story of you. So just that statement alone is pointing directly to where freedom is found. It's not found in all of this waking state experiencing. It's not found in friend, in lover, in parent, in child, in job, in food, in TV, in alcohol, in having pleasure, in the pain. In thought, in feeling. So that isn't saying let's get rid of those things. Those things shouldn't be there. There shouldn't be lovers. There shouldn't be friends. There shouldn't be food. There shouldn't be entertainment. It's saying there won't be freedom found in those things. So then what is left? All those things appearing, all those things happening. But not seeking to find freedom in them, through them, from them. Life happening, experience happening, the forms moving and changing. Where's the struggle? The suffering is when there's this energetical belief that freedom will be found in a form, an experience, an object, a person, a thing. This energetic seeking to feel whole and complete. This already is completion. This already is what was looked for. This already is enough. As a human, there will always be growth, there will always be moving and growing and changing and wanting to improve. That's not suffering, that's human. The suffering is the seeking to find home through the human. So this discovering of what this is or what you are is a fundamental discovery. A fundamental discovery. Because this is the suffering of humans trying to find home in experience, in form. This appearance that happens in humans energetically of a separate someone who feels that they've lost home, they've lost wholeness, that they are someone separate from everything else. That's the suffering that happens in humans. So to discover who you are, what this really is, is the end of that human suffering. Not the end of pain, not the end of change, not the end of human, but the end of that being your fulfillment, the end of that being who you are, this character, the end of that being who you are. And the revealing of your true place, which isn't a place, a revealing of what you truly are, of what this truly is. And it isn't a character moving through time. That was never true. That was never who you were. That was an appearance appearing. It's a revealing of this, this beauty, this mystery. That doesn't exist as a thing, and yet is all things. It's all there is. It's appearing as everything. It is everything. And yet it can't be found. It can't be held and owned. This is the end of deep suffering. This is the end of this being owned by someone. This experience just happening, just flowing. I've been singing this song all morning and it just came to mind then. It doesn't fit in at all what I'm talking about. Don't. Oh no. I'm gonna have to just sing it just to get it out. It's Portobello Road. It's a song from a film, a children's film. Portobello Road, Portobello Road. I've been singing it all morning. A chap can unload anything and everything. Is bought on the barracks of Portobello Road. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can send them through Skype, or just say call me, or can I call you? Or oh god, got to sign back in. Portobello Road, Portobello Road. Hi, as Bjorn. This is home. This is home. It's here. What is happening? Not in the thoughts projecting about the future, about the past. Hi, Heel. Hi, what do you mean when you say you? I know you don't mean a personal you, but could you say what you do mean? You. Like, what do you mean, like, you? Sorry, do you mean, like, it depends in what context. If I'm saying, can you pass me that glass? Then I mean that organism, that body, that form. Can you pass me that glass, please? If you mean discovering who you really are, it kind of links in with the fact that energetically, when that separation happens, it feels it is the body, it feels it is a character moving through time, it feels it is someone, personal someone linked to this body, to this form. So in saying discover who you really are, I'm saying that character, that human isn't who you are. That isn't true. That isn't true. I'm not saying who you are, I'm just saying that isn't who you are. I'm saying the opposite to what you think. You believe you are someone, you exist as a someone, you are you. You are an independent entity. You are someone. And so in saying discover who you really are, I'm saying that isn't who you are. I'm not saying you are this instead. Or I am saying that, but that this isn't a thing, it isn't an object, it isn't a form. So when I say who you really are, I'm not talking about an entity or an object or a thought or a feeling, anything. But when the person's there, that sense of someone is there, it will always make it into a personal thing. So if I say you are not a thing, you don't exist, you are emptiness, you will think of it as still a thing, because the mind has to have a thing to imagine. It will make nothing into a thing. So all it can have is things, ideas, forms. So the discovery of who you really are, it can't really be said at all. It can't be said what you really are. It's not something I can teach you through words. It's more of a discovery that happens of what you are. And it isn't a thing. What's speaking now and thinking now and moving the hand now isn't a thing. It isn't something that appears here. It can just be spoken about. Speaking about this happens. And it's resonated with, or something seems to happen. This change seems to happen. This dropping of this attachment to the human, to you being something. So I know it's confusing, all these words that speakers use. It's confusing to a mind trying to understand this, trying to work this out. But beyond the mind trying to work this out, there's something else that resonates with this. And it isn't a something. Thank you, Hugh. You're welcome. Asborn, I find that both pain and joy remind me of this moment or presence. Is it possible to hold two such pointers at the same time? A little frustrating. Both pain and joy remind me of this moment or presence. Is it possible to hold two such pointers at the same time. I don't know what that means. What do you mean? Is it possible to hold two such pointers at the same time? Why hold anything? Why hold either of them? Why isn't there just pain? Why isn't there just joy? Why is there a need to hold on to them? To own them? This can be so, so easy. So easy, so simple. Just life happening. Just what is. All the struggles to do with controlling it. Making it this way, making it more that way. Making it fit what you think it should be. This is happening. And it's happening the way it's happening. That I do something to get into this condition should be effortless. It is effortless. It's already happening. It's already the way it is. It's already the way it is. This one who wants to fix everything, wants to lay it all out. That's the effort. The way it is effortless. It's already happening the way it is. It's already happening the way it is. You didn't make yourself wake up. You didn't make yourself walk downstairs or into the kitchen or the living room. You didn't make yourself think the thought to get a drink. It just happened. The thought appeared. The movement happened. Effortless. Effortless. It's this dropping, this collapsing of this energy that thinks it's independent, thinks it has choice, and it is the one operating this. Oh. Thank you, Asbon. That was really that was really enjoyable. Thank you for your question. Kasaba. Hi, Kasaba. Oh. It's cold. You're the last question, Xaber. I think you're still writing. Let me just check. Have you stopped? No, you're still typing. This is a long question. I bet it's really short as well in the end. Funny when that happened. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing because of the length of the sentence. I'm similar. I need time to formulate my thoughts and stuff. I experience my life, lack, suffering, boredom. I want to change this. But if I don't exist, everything is just happening. You're not a native English speaker either, are you? So I'm not laughing at you. I apologise for laughing. I wasn't laughing at you. You have to translate into English as well. So what's your question? This is how it is meant to be. Is what how it's meant to be? The lack and the suffering? Or you mean what is happening? It's how it's meant to be. Which part are you referring to? In a way, all of it's meant to be, because that's the way it's happening. This sense of being someone appears, this sense of lack, of not being enough, this sense of suffering, trying to get hold of something to make you feel whole when it doesn't work. Yeah, I know you're not, yeah. So yeah, it's meant to be, that is happening. That's what seems to happen. Or all of it. Yeah, or all of it. It's not even a mental thing, it's meant to be, because it's happening. So the idea of it meant to be, it's like it's a mental thing. It could be a different way. And mentally, we can do, in our mind, we can create ideas, alternative options. We can think, we can have A, B, or C. We can do this or that. We can imagine these things with our brain. But the way it is the way it is. And that I can't do anything about it. That's not true. That's not true. That you can't do anything about this belongs to a sense of someone. It belongs to someone who sorry, I'm looking at the wrong the wrong camera. Sorry. Cassandra's here, not here. That sense of I can't do anything about this is related to that sense of being someone. I exist, and I can't do something to change what's happening. That isn't what I'm talking about. That isn't what is being expressed here. That you are someone who can't do anything about this. That's a personal interpretation of what's being spoken of. That isn't at all what's being spoken of. That there is someone separate who can or can't do something. I'm not saying this or that. I'm saying there isn't anyone. I'm saying this is fullness. This is nothing being everything. It's not a personal thing. This idea of you being someone who can or can't is the illusion. That isn't true. That isn't who you are. So I'm not saying you can or can't. And this is really important. I'm not saying you can or can't do something. This is like prior to that. It's beyond that. That thought, that idea. What I'm saying is that functioning of an apparent human who can drink this or can drink that isn't where the freedom is. That apparent human who can drink that or can drink that is an appearance, and it isn't who's experiencing this. That apparent choice of this over that is an appearance appearing. It doesn't mean there's someone there choosing. That choice is appearing. It isn't appearing to someone to independently choose. It's just coming out. It's just happening. It's all just happening. So the freedom isn't in that story of you. You can, you can't. You are, you aren't. But when that person, sense of person is there, all it knows is its own story. It can't see beyond its own dream. And so it hears this message of beyond itself, and it can only bring it into its own reality. This is about me, can and can't. This is about me getting it or not getting it. It's not about you. That's a dream happening. That isn't a real you. That isn't true. So beautiful. That isn't who's listening. It's a freedom beyond that. Beyond that human. And that human becomes a joy. That story of human becomes a joy, and it's so easy. When it isn't who you are. So wonderful. Thank you, Cassava. Oh. What a bit. Yeah. That personal feeling or appearance is here strongly. Yeah. And it feels uncomfortable. And it's trying to reach for something. That's okay. Or maybe it's not okay to that sense of you who feel like that's who you are, but ultimately it's okay. It's okay. What you are is free. Oh, lots of love, Cassava. Hi, Carol. Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you for joining, and I'm back on Thursday, hopefully, at 8:30 p.m. So you can join me then. Thank you for calling, for messaging, and for being a part of this. Okay, bye bye. Am I sleeping on live stream? Bye, Lee. Bye.